Hey guys, so one thing I like to do every NFL season is make picks for each week, and with the playoffs coming up, that means it's time for some juicy picks. So if you're looking for some good advice, probably go elsewhere. If you're looking for some useful advice, again, also go elsewhere. If you're looking for just advice in general, then hey, keep watching. So we're going to start with the game I'm most excited about, Seattle at Washington. These two teams are kind of mirror images of each other. They have two quarterbacks who run around like Super Mario getting chased by a Bowser fireball. They have two really good running backs. One of them throws Skittles after he scores a touchdown to celebrate. The other one, Juji Fruits, maybe? I'm not sure. The difference, though, is that Seattle has a really good defense. Washington has a defense as if I was all 11 players. So it's not very good. In a case like that, I'm going to take the better defense against the not as good defense. It works. So give me the Seahawks in this one, and of course the whole racism with the Redskins name. So I like Seattle. Next up is the Emotions Bowl. On one hand, we got the Ravens with Ray Lewis, their emotional leader, the face of the franchise, retiring after 17 years after this season is done. Listen to a Ray Lewis speech and try not to be motivated. I mean, look at this little girl. She's screaming along with Ray Lewis because she feels that passion. It's so beautiful. And then on the other hand, you have the Colts with their coach Chuck Pagano, who had cancer for most of this year and has been undergoing treatments throughout the season. The team shaved their head in support of him. It's a really great story. The Colts have just been playing out of their minds. It's super cool. Although when all these emotions come together, I think talent ends up winning out. I do believe Baltimore is more talented, and a raven is more likely to survive in the wild than an animal that becomes glue, which is what a Colt will become when it becomes. So give me Baltimore. Next up is the rematch game. The Vikings have one of the best running backs of all time in Adrian Peterson, who tore his ACL 8 months ago. Everyone was like, he's not going to be that good this year. And he was like, you know what? You could have chopped my leg off with a machete and I'd still be just as good. He regenerated it. He came 9 yards short of breaking the single-season rushing record, which is insane in its own. The only problem is that the Vikings quarterback, Christian Ponder, is one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. He's had 3 games where he's thrown for under 100 yards. Now, to put this in comparison, any Little League Pee Wee football game you go to, a quarterback will probably throw more than 100 yards. So little like 3'8" Timmy could come in for Christian Ponder and have the same effect as Ponder throwing the ball. So in that case, we look at the Packers quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, who is one of the best in the game, if not the best quarterback. Give me the cheeseheads, give me the cholesterol, I'm taking Green Bay. And finally, the Texans and the Bengals. Another little bit of a mirror match. Bengals and Texans both have quarterbacks who are generally overrated and are just kind of so-so realistically. Texans do have a better running game, but the Bengals' defense is probably the most underrated in the NFL. They have a lot of talent on there, and they're really good at creating turnovers. In that kind of mirror match, you take a look at 2 factors. Number 1 is uniforms. The Bengals with their Halloween scheme, so much cooler than the Texans with their mismatched America colors. And that does not make me unpatriotic. Number 2, you look at the mascots. The Bengals have a Bengal tiger. The Texans have what? A cow skull is their logo? The state of Texas? Is that what the mascot is? I live in Texas right now, so does that mean that I am technically a mascot of the Texans? Like, if I was fighting a Bengal tiger, 9 out of 10 times the tiger would win, and the 10th time would be if someone installed a trap door and the tiger just fell through it. And hopefully that person is also from Texas so that they can be a Texan and work for this analogy. I'm taking Cincinnati in the upset. I think the Bengals pull it off. And there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed the picks and found some of this helpful, especially if you are going to legally fly to Las Vegas and gamble on the games this weekend. And if you do end up winning, a little bit of a finder's fee would always be appreciated. And if you end up losing, remember, I said this was just advice, not good advice. Thanks for watching, and let's get ready for some football!